There we are. Hello, hello. This is Jen with Jen's Den Art, and I teach women and men how to paint with acrylics. And today we are on our new technique Wednesday. That is really on Thursday, number 9. So come along and join me while I unwrap my 8x8 canvas that we are going to be working on today. And tell me hello and where you coming from and what you doing. Hey, Miss Sharon and Elizabeth and Heidi and Carrie and Christy and everybody. I am so glad that y'all are here. And I am ready to paint. I'm just showing y'all all my bills right here on my little piece of paper, huh? And now I'm showing y'all my son's address. Sometimes I mix business and my personal life on the desk, and I shouldn't do that. All right. So, yes, we have some tribe sisters around today, and there's Miss April coming on telling us hey today from Montana, our beautiful 406 state here. I'm so excited to be working here for the next week or so because the weather's just gonna get gorgeous and I cannot wait to see the weather. We're gonna go fishing this weekend. And hey, Miss Pat from New York. Hey, Melanie, you homesick? Oh, you're homesick. Okay, sorry you're sick. Gotcha. Okay, well, sit back and enjoy the fun. I hope you feel better soon. Hot and moist in Tennessee. We are in like the 60s today. It's really cool, but it's going to get nice and warm next week. So, from Pennsylvania, Miss Marilyn. Hey, how are y'all doing? All right, so let's get started. This one's actually a really easy one, and I need to share something with y'all. These new technique Wednesdays are getting very super hard for me because there's some techniques that I have tried just to practice and I can't do them. Like the acrylic pouring. I watched a video on YouTube and I said, okay, I can do this. And they did. I'm not going to show y'all what mine looked like. I think I threw it away. They did like all the white acrylic pouring, and then they put the little pour, like the little lines, and they made like a butterfly with all the lines. And then they took, and it's like a really, really liquid acrylic paint. Okay. And then they took a piece of cellophane or saran wrap and put it on top of it, and then turned it over, pushed it down, and then picked up the canvas. And then there was like this beautiful butterfly. No, it's not as easy as it looks. I was like, it's going to take me 3 years to learn how to do this one. So I threw that one aside and I said, I'm not going to learn how to do this new technique. Anyway, it's acrylic pours, and I'm not into acrylic pours. I just wanted to try it and see if it would work with acrylic paints if I just kind of used like thin acrylic paints. Yeah, it didn't work. So anyway, so I went back to some basic acrylic techniques that I thought you would enjoy. One of the things that we're going to do is, I have a mess right here, y'all. I didn't clean my palette off. Let me show you what I have. I'm going to show you my palette so you can see how I clean this. Some of y'all will enjoy this. So this is a glass palette that I use to put all my paints on. And right now, they're pretty much all dry. Okay. So what I do is I have a spray bottle. I bought this little spray bottle. It's an actual ultra fine mist spray bottle for art. Okay. And so I'm going to spray it down with water. I'm going to make it really moist. And I'm going to let it sit for about 10-15 seconds. And then I have this glass scraper. I bought it at, I don't know if it's Hobby Lobby, not Hobby Lobby, Home Depot or Lowe's, one of them. And it's just a glass scraper. you're supposed to be able to close it, but my acrylic paint is like stuck on it. So I guess if I want to change this blade, I would probably have to soak it in hot water to get all of this acrylic paint off of it. But I actually have 4 canvas paintings to do for a movie. Just wanted to throw that out there. I'm so excited. For a movie? Wait, explain. You're making a canvas painting for a movie? What? I'm confused, Belinda. Yay! Cindy, Donna LaCour got commissioned to do, I'm helping her. She's been messaging me. I'm helping her with her military boots too, and hers are black as well. So hers is for like a Navy. I think it's for the Navy. And so they wanted black boots. So you might want to reach out to her too. All right. So what are you going to need for this? You're going to need paper towel, just a basic old paper towel. But I want to show you this really quick. Look how cool this is. The whole thing just comes right up. Just use your glass scraper. And my palette is ready to go again. And that's it. So what I do, I was thinking about starting to save these little chips, these little pieces, but I'm not into mixed media or anything like that. I just like to paint and use a canvas and paint and a paintbrush and a palette knife. So I'm not really into keeping a lot of stuff around. So that's it. My palette's ready to go again. Have my little handy dandy trash can right there. And we are ready to go. So what we're going to do today is we're going to kind of start with a black and white surface. And what I did here was 2 main things that I focused on today. One was using the rule of thirds. And the other one was starting with a black and white canvas and then using a paper towel with some transparent paint to make the details around it. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. It's a pretty cool technique and I really like it. So as I get more comfortable with it, I'm sure that I'm going to eventually incorporate these kind of things into my paintings. If you've noticed, I don't know if you've been following me, I have a multi-billionaire friend that finances movies, and he mentioned me to some Chinese guy, and he does movies. He wants me to paint them, and then he mentioned me being in the movie, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be in the movie. The movie is called The Preacher, but it hasn't started filming yet. Oh my gosh, Belinda, I want to be in the movie. Deanna, this painting behind me is an actual, so that's what I was getting ready to tell y'all. I know I'm talking a lot, but I'm gonna make my thirds while I'm doing this. I'm gonna draw just eyeball thirds with a little piece of chalk here. Okay, so that's my thirds. I broke up the canvas, it's an 8x8 into 3 parts, and then I did the same thing this way. You can tell that I don't draw very straight. Okay, so that's all I want to do there. So I have been in the large painting mood lately. If you remember, I painted the flowers. It is not a tutorial. It's just me enjoying the process by myself and allowing me to just paint freely. Okay, not having to teach. I mean, I love to teach, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I just want to, like it's my therapy, just to let loose and go and not have to, follow step by step or explain anything. So I've been having a very strong desire to do that lately. It comes and goes, and right now it's really, really strong. I'm not sure why. So I painted the florals a few days ago, and then this is my second painting that I've just kind of like let loose. And I just started painting. And this one's actually probably going to go in my house, but I've already had somebody ask me if I was going to sell it. It's not finished. I still have a lot of work to do on it. I've been having this board at in my corner over there from Hobby Lobby. I bought it a long time ago, and it's one of those really thin boards. It was $26.99 for the board. It is 18.5 by 31.5. So it's 18.5 by 31.5. And I still have to work on it some more because the colors are not popping like I want them to. So it's just been super fun. And that one might end up staying in my house because I'm really passionate about mountains and the tall, skinny trees. I love the tall, skinny trees. So anyway, that's what's been going on. So if you see some paintings coming through that I post on social media, not all of them are tutorials. Some of them are just me being the artist that I want to be and just being free-flowing and painting. Oh, Miss Rose wants to purchase it. Well, Miss Rose, I'm not sure if it's for sale yet. I might be attached to it already. I'm not sure. I'll think about it. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start with black paint. Black and white. That's all I want on my palette right now. So we're going to have some fun here. Black, just a basic black, nothing special. White, basic white, nothing special. Take a big old glob of white there. All right. Next, I'm going to take a large brush, not anything small. Might even be, let's go with this. Y'all, I painted this whole painting behind me with one paintbrush, this one right here. It was a challenge for me, but that was one thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to see if I could paint this with one paintbrush, and so far it's working. Just this little old one paintbrush. So I'm going to use it right now. I'm going to take my black, and on this one, I decided that my focal point was going to be at the top left. Now, you can choose any one of these 4 areas where your thirds cross, and that's where you want your focal point to be. It's just a normal, I don't know the scientific biology or whatever you want to call it behind it, but it's just a normal, it's a good rule of thumb to always put your focal point somewhere on these thirds, okay? So I'm going to put my focal point here on this third up here. And I'm going to put a little bit of water on my paintbrush. And I'm just going to kind of make like a tree. It doesn't have to look like a tree, but it's just kind of what I wanted it to look like. And then I'm going to add a little bit of white. Now, what I'm doing right now is I am going to cover up the entire canvas after I'm done with some transparent paint in different colors. And then that black and white is just going to be behind it. But the way that we're going to do this is going to be super cool. Okay, so I'm thinking about values again. I know if you've been following me or even on our painting this past week in the tribe, we've been talking a lot about values, okay? Our values, and this is all my terminology. I am not an artist. I don't have schooling. So if you have heard something different, it's okay. I don't mind. You can correct me if you want to correct me. But this is my thought process, and it's the way that I think about it when I'm actually creating. Okay. I think I would like to say that I'm blessed with a creative side with no formal training. So, this is just the way I'm going to explain it to y'all. Okay. So my values are going to vary. I want a really dark value for my tree. I want it to be really dark. So I'm going to have like a really, really solid black there. I just kind of changed it to gray. I might need to change it back. But what I'm also doing, if you look at, I don't know if you can see both. I'll try to show you both. if you look at the other layers, I was actually trying to make like some hillsides next to the tree. So I know this tree is a lot bigger than that one. I always do that when I start teaching. I make things a lot bigger than I do the first time around. So I'm just making like a hill right here. And my hill is really dark. All right. Now I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to need some more white because I want more white on my brush. I'm going to come back in here and hide all of those lines, but I'm also going to hide them and I'm going to think about my values that I want. Do I want my sky to be a really dark sky or do I want my sky to be light? Okay, well, I personally wanted my sky to be really, really bright. So I grabbed a bunch of white paint and I made all of these values around here really light by using white paint. So I'm just using black and white. Okay. So I'm going to hide some of this tree here with the white. Let me see if I have any questions. Hey, Miss Sandra. Oh, thank you, Belinda. That's so sweet. Yeah, I consider myself an artist, but a self-taught artist, basically. And it's taken a while for me to actually take the plunge and call myself an artist, but I do now. I'm actually very interested in getting into more fine art. I catch myself going that route. And I have not ventured into like go into we have a lot of local galleries. There's a lot of artists in Montana. And I have not ventured out into going there and asking them, to look at my work and maybe start selling in their galleries. I haven't done that yet because I don't have enough confidence in myself. And I also know that a lot of the galleries in Montana are more of your mountainous wildlife artists. And so I kind of fluctuate with that. I do a lot of farmhouse paintings. So I don't know if my style would fit in. I don't know. It's just some things that I'm just throwing out there that I was thinking about. So I'm just making, you see how I'm trying to make like a medium value, a dark value, and a really light value. Okay, and a little bit more white here. I want this to be really light right here. So this is going to be a little heel. Right there. Okay, so I have some little heels, and I have a lot of white paint that I've put back here. I'm going to make my tree thinner. My tree's too fat, or the base of the tree is too fat. Okay? Let me do one more thing. I'm going to make a heel back here in a medium tone. Okay, I kind of like that. So I'm going to clean my paintbrush off. And of course, your next step, you have to have a dry layer to be able to do what we're getting ready to do. I sprinkled this technique. Hope that was okay. Yes, ma'am, Miss Sandra. It is always okay to sprinkle. Yay, Sharon's painting with us. This is going to be super fun. Now, do you have a blow dryer? Because we're going to need that next. And also, when I did my first painting, I was in the mood to make it look like it was like a field of I don't know, maybe like a farmer's field. So I took my fingernail, or actually you could probably take a palette knife and do it better. And I started making it look like a field. Okay? Like maybe a grape vineyard. Is that even a word? A vineyard, right? Like a Californian vineyard. I don't know. I'm just making all that stuff up because I don't know anything about that. I don't like wine very much. So I'm just making myself, some of my little hills are going to have some fun to them. All right. Okay, so I like that. Let me put a little bit, I don't know if I can, but I'm going to try. I'm just adding this right now because I feel like it. If you want your tree to be a little bit more, have a little bit more play in it, add those values in there by taking your finger. And notice what I'm doing. I'm adding like a medium value, and then right here in the middle, I want it to have like a darker value. So how cute is that? Okay. And let's go right here on the side. I'm going to add just a little bit more black to make it dark. All right. So I have 3 different colors on here right now. I have a light color, a medium color, and a dark color. And so I made all of those colors just by using black and white. So now I'm going to take my handy dandy blow dryer and I'm going to blow dry it. Because I need it to be dry before I do this next step. Okay. So give me just a minute to get this dry. Well, there you go, Sandra. There's a painting in black and white and gray. We're done. Isn't it cute? Yeah, I love the black and white and gray. And then like, if you just like put maybe, I don't know, I always want to put like a little dab of color, like a little dab of yellow or a little dab of red or something like that in it. I haven't gotten to faces yet, Belinda. I really don't know if I am going to because I'm not interested in painting portraits. I really, really love, I think my passion is florals and landscapes. And in the landscape, there's like a barn or, you know, something like that, like on the side. I really love that. Okay, so that's step 1. The second step is I am going to use, this is what I pulled out of my stash, y'all, just to give you an idea. I want some really transparent paint. And if y'all have been around me for a while, you know that these cheap paints, I've been having these on the shelf for years. These cheap paints are very transparent. So I figured these would be good paints to use for what I'm getting ready to do because I don't use them. I'll hardly ever use them. So I figured, okay, well, now's the day I'm going to use them. So I'm going to grab a new paper towel and I'm going to dip it in the water. And you know what? Before I dip it in the water, I'm going to put a few different colors. Let me show you what I'm doing so you can see. Okay, so the first color, I just grabbed this off of the shelf. It's called Dark Yellow. This one is another cheap paint, so it's very transparent. It is just your regular red. This one's called Pool Blue. It's like a turquoise color. I have an Ocean Breeze that I have sitting out here. I don't know if I'm going to use all these colors because the more I'm looking at what I did before, it was more on the darker side. I need a green. Oh, here's a good green. That's transparent. I know this one's transparent because I use it all the time. See how you can tell that it's transparent? Look when I spread it out. Let me show you the difference. So when I spread it out, you see how it kind of gives and you can see the white underneath. Okay, that's when you know your paint is transparent. Let me show you one that is opaque. If I can find one really quick. Yeah, here's one. Okay, so this is a turquoise. So watch when I put it on. Look how much it covers. It covers a lot more. Of course, I didn't put as much paint as I had for the green, but it just covers a lot more. You don't see the white through the turquoise, okay? I don't know if y'all can see that. I'm going to show you up close. All right, so this is a transparent paint, and this is an opaque paint. You see how you can see the white through here, but you cannot see the white through here. Okay, so I want to be able to see the black and the white through my next step. So I'm going to take my paper towel and I'm going to wet it in the water. It just took a little, it is kind of wet here. I just took a little corner of the paper towel and I wet it. And my first color that I'm going to go in is this yellowy color. It's kind of like a golden yellow. And I'm going to just pass it over my sky. Look at that. Okay, I don't want a lot of that yellow on my tree, so I'm going to kind of take a little bit away from the tree by just using a drier spot. So look how pretty those colors are coming through. Okay, I'm going to grab another spot of my paper towel, and I'm going to use some of the red. Now, when I mix the red, it's going to kind of make a little bit of orange in some areas, and you just put it wherever you want. Oops, sorry. Okay, put it as far up as you want. Maybe you want to put some down here. Look, I picked up some blue and I put it all over. Maybe you want to put some down here. Look how it's adding a totally different look. Okay, let's go to another spot. And now I'm going to go to, I'm not going to use the blue just yet. I'm going to go to the green. I'm going to grab some green, not a lot. And look, when I grab it, just to show y'all, I grab the green and I just kind of come over here and move it around. And then I'm going to come down here. I'm going to add that green. Okay, so I'm going to come back over the green with a little bit of red because I want to kind of make kind of like a little bit of brown. And you know that if you take green and red together, because they're contrasting colors, you can kind of make that grayish brown color. So I'm going to do that in a couple of places, just a little bit more up here. You see it kind of makes it a little darker. I really want an orange, so I'm going to mix. I just really like orange in this. I'm going to mix my yellow and red together. My red's not really a red. It's kind of like a pink. So maybe I should have taken, here's the red I used earlier. This little Anita's acrylic all-purpose, that's the red I used in the original one. Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty red. So now I'm going to get a pretty orange in here. Let me grab some more yellow. Oh, and look, this is the yellow I used. That same one, that Anita's. That's like the cheapest paint that I have found at Hobby Lobby. Those Anita's brands. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Look, a pretty orange. I mixed the yellow and red together. Okay, so I'm going to take a bunch of that paint off of my paper towel, and I'm going to come back. Look how pretty that is. It's kind of like a sunset color. Use your finger if you have to. Kind of blend it in. This needs to be blended in a little bit more. Then I'm going to take just a teeny tiny bit of yellow. Add some down here. I have no rhyme or reason for putting these colors anywhere on here. I just think it makes it really interesting when you add these colors onto your canvas like this and keep them really transparent, and that black and white just kind of comes through. Isn't it neat? And because we used, that's the only part I don't like. Because we used different shades of our black and white, we added all those different shades. It allowed the paint to come through and, you know, make a totally different look. Look how cute that is. I like it. I'm done. Let's see what we have going on here. I did my background for my boots that we did in the tribe with craft paint, so some of the orange would show through. That's a great idea, Sandra. I love that. This is a good way to use them before they get old. Yes. Pop of color, gray. I would love to do a painting in just black and white and gray. I read that one already. Okay, guys, so look how cool that is. I actually like both of them. They're very similar, and they kind of have, I want you to notice what I noticed in this one right here. I kind of noticed like this little area kind of reminded me of Arizona in Sedona. Have you ever been to Sedona, Arizona? It kind of looked like the red rock right there. So I don't know, maybe I was going for that and I didn't even realize it. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. So what do y'all think? Do y'all like it? I'm liking it. Yay. I have to decide what colors I want to use. Yes. Look at your color wheel. Your color wheel will help you. I don't know what I did with my color wheel. Oh, here it is. Your color wheel will help you also. If you wanted to make sure that you had like contrasting colors, you can go with the orange and then the blue-green, or orange and green is kind of what I went with, the orange and green. So, you know, always look at your complementary colors and see if you come up with something that that you like. I didn't put any blue in it. I wanted to keep it really, really calm and serene kind of. And I love the effect that the background paints add to it. So I really like this technique a lot. And I think I might actually incorporate some of that into this painting here. I need to get some different colors coming on in the bottom here, so I have more of a contrast from my water to my mountains. So I'm going to work on that in the next couple of days. So I hope y'all enjoyed this, and please share and tell everyone about us. By the way, we have some new things coming up pretty soon. We're going to have another pop-up paint party in July. I'm still working on that, on what we're actually painting, because my first attempt was a flop. So I don't know what we're painting yet for the pop-up paint party. We have that coming up the first week of July, and then we're opening up the tribe for just 2 days. It's just a really small tribe opening, because I've been getting a lot of questions about people wanting to join the tribe. So anyway, I'm going to open it up for a really short amount of time. So we're going to do a pop-up paint party right before. And I think that was the main thing I wanted to say. Yeah, that was the main thing I wanted to say. Oh, and if you're in the tribe, we are voting for our July paintings already, because the end of June is really booked for me. So I'm trying to get ahead so that I don't miss anything. But yeah. I'm so glad that y'all came on today. Thank you so much for being here, and I cannot wait to see you next time on New Technique Wednesday. That will actually happen on Wednesday next week. Bye, y'all. Have a great day. Love you all.